हरिः ओं श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ Namaste, friends. Greetings on the divine and auspicious occasion of Guru Poornima. Next slide, sir. This most significant festival in the life of a spiritual seeker is observed on the Ashada Shuddha Poornima, the full moon day in the month of Ashadha. Guru Poornima is also celebrated as Vyasa Poornima because of the immeasurable contribution of Bhagavan Veda Vyasa to our entire scriptures. The festival also marks the beginning of Chaturmasa, a 4-month period considered holy in Hinduism, during which gurus traditionally stay at one place and impart religious and spiritual knowledge to devotees. On this auspicious day, we at Param Vedanta offer our deep gratitude and Sashtanga pranams to our gurus. Primarily, Pujya Swami Paramarthananda ji, Pujya Swami Anubhavananda ji, and our beloved Timappa Hegde sir, for giving us this blessed opportunity week after week to bring purpose and clarity into our lives through the study of our scriptures. Next slide, sir. Swami Paramarthananda, in a recent talk, very logically deduces why we attend these classes. Primarily, we have Sukha Ichha, desire for contentment at all times. We do not want to be affected by the ups and downs of life. This state can only be reached through moksha. So now we have moksha Ichha. And for moksha, we need Atma Gnanam, that essentially we are not this limited body and mind with all its problems, but the eternal, infinite, pure, enlivening consciousness, Satchit Ananda. So how do we get this Gnanam? Through our Shastras. They are our only source. The Vedas, which contain the Upanishads. The Upanishads form the Veda Anta part. Therefore, we need a desire to study the Shastras or our Pramana. When we say study, is it rote learning? Can we just get a book and read and think we're going to become enlightened? No, it is vichara. It is a discussion, a conversation, an exchange of question and answer, a removal of doubts. And how can this be made possible? Only through a guru. Books can only inform, but it is the guru who transforms. It is in the name. Gu signifies darkness or ignorance, and Ru represents its removal. So a guru removes the darkness of ignorance that shrouds our mind and intellect and reveals who we truly are. Therefore, a guru is the essential first step for a seeker in his spiritual journey. Next slide, sir. Considering that we're extremely lucky to come on this spiritual path, as Lord Krishna says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Out of thousands of people on earth, we are blessed to come on the spiritual path. So what are the qualities that we must have as seekers to invoke the grace of the Guru? First, we should have the ability to learn, the intellectual capacity to absorb this learning. Second, we should be willing and ready to learn. We can't have arrogance and say that I don't need to learn. So, first, we should have the ability to learn, that is the capacity. Second, we should be willing and ready. And finally, we must have complete Shraddha. Shraddha in all these four. Shraddha in God, His divine will, that whatever God does is the best. Whether pleasant or unpleasant, life teaches us every lesson. If we don't have faith and trust in God, we will never proceed on our spiritual journey. Next, we must have Shraddha in our scriptures, the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita, that what they say is the gospel truth. They are 100% absolutely true. Whether we understand it or not, we will. Next, we must have complete Shraddha in our Guru. We can never be in a receptive mood if we have any negative feeling or a doubt about our Guru. Finally, we must have Shraddha in our own selves. And it will naturally come if we have Shraddha in God, in our scriptures, and in our Guru. We will get the confidence in ourselves that we can do it. Next slide, sir. On this occasion of Guru Poornima, let us analyze a shloka that we chant before every class. Just like how we graduate in bhakti from Ekarupa bhakti to Anekarupa or Vishwarupa to Arupa bhakti, as students of Vedanta, can we expand our definition of a guru from our personal guru to the universe and beyond? The literal meaning of the first line glorifies the guru, saying he is the Holy Trinity of Hinduism. This is the highest glorification that our scriptures bestow upon a guru, a position higher than all the three greatest gods. So, surrendering to the Guru and invoking his grace is equivalent to invoking the grace of Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara together. Now, let us understand this verse from a Vedantic angle. Guru Brahma. So, Brahma is the creator, and we have his creation. Can creation become our Guru? Every beautiful creature that goes about its work. And this world filled with opposites, good and bad, happiness and sorrow, are all meant to teach us life lessons. Can we learn from every experience in life? Guru Vishnu. Vishnu is the sustainer, and our Guru must be if we can maintain our equanimity through all of life's experiences. Then we have Guru Maheshwara. Maheshwara or Shiva, we know, dissolves the whole universe. And can this dissolution become our Guru, knowing that all that we hold near and dear will reduce to ashes? So, can we develop detachment and disidentify from the body and mind? And who must we abide in? Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. This very consciousness, Atma, which is Brahman, this consciousness is our Guru. So, salutations to this Guru in the form of consciousness. Let us note that there is no aham in this sloka at all. There is no aham gurum namami. The ego has already dissolved. On this auspicious note, we begin our Guru Poornima special session with an offering to a Guru who personified and propagated this supreme truth. The Guru of our Guru of our Guru of our Guru. Next slide, sir. Our Guru, as we know, is Swami Paramarthananda ji, his Guru Swami Dayananda Saraswati, his Guru Swami Chinmayananda, and the grandsire Swami Tapovan Maharaj. Tapovanam means a forest of austerity. Apt to his name, he lived a life of abject worldly austerity, extremely minimal eating, zero comforts, and living in the biting cold without any warm clothes. The Tapovan Shatkam is composed by Ananda Prakash Vidya Prakash, who is one of the direct disciples of Tapovan Maharaj. Tapovan Maharaj is worshipped as a Gnani, a Brahman, and as Bhagavan. Due to his staying in the Himalayas and guiding disciples towards enlightenment, Tapovan Maharaj was called the Himavat Vibhuti, the glory of the Himalayas. We are deeply grateful and bow down our heads in surrender to this great Swami who brought the teaching of the Vedas to all of us. Let us invoke His grace by listening to the Tapovan Shatkam. I warmly invite Srimati Jayashree Bhavikatti, who is currently serving as the Executive Committee member of the Chinmaya Mission, Hubli. She teaches Bhagavad Gita and music at Chinmaya Vidyalaya School, and she also conducts the Bhagavad Gita competition, which draws over 300 students from all over Hubli and Dharwad, imparting this great culture to our budding citizens of tomorrow. I now invite Srimati Jayashree Madam to chant the Tapovan Shatkam for us. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, Hari Om to all. Vyaptam jagadena chidatma bhavat rajva yatha hirhi characharam yat sanyasya sarvam cha sadatma bhave swayam samastam cha babhuvayastu nissanga nirmukti padam prapadya ब्रह्मात्म भावेन विराजितो यः श्री सौम्य काशीश महेश्वराय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय अखंड भाव शिवरूप तत्व स्थिति स्वभाव परमात्मा सत्यः सत्यस्य सत्यस्तुधियैव गम्यः परः प्रधानात् परमेश्वरो यः आद्यन्तहीनो निरपेक्ष दीप्तिः स्वतः स्वरूपेण विपुल्लितो यः श्री सौम्य काशीश महेश्वराय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय मन्तुन्न शक्यो मनसा कदाचित् वक्तुन्न केनापि तथा न वाचा बोद्धुञ्च बुद्ध्यादि तथा न शक्यो बुद्ध्यादिसाक्षी खलु केवलो यः सर्वेन्द्रियातीतपदस्थितोऽपि सर्वेन्द्रिय प्रेरयिता परो यः श्री सौम्य काशीश महेश्वराय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय शुद्धं च ईश्वरो विश्वपरः प्रसन्नः व्यापी परब्रह्मणि मोदमानो वेदान्तसारस्तुधियां शरण्यः एको वशी सर्वभूताधिवासः सर्वाधिपः सर्वजीवात्मको यः श्री सौम्य काशीश महेश्वराय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय अशब्दमस्पर्शमरूपवच्च तथा रसं नित्यमगन्धवच्च निरञ्जनं नित्यनिरीहमेकं बुद्धेः परं निर्गुणसद्ध्रुवं च गुह्यं गभीरं गगनोपमम्यं पश्यन्ति निर्धूतमलायतीन्द्राः श्री सौम्य काशीश महेश्वराय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय तेजोमयं दिव्यममेय शक्तिं सनातनं शान्तमनामयं च अद्वैतमाश्चर्यमचिन्त्य रूपं परात् परं नित्यमनन्तमाद्यम् ज्ञानप्रकाशेन विशुद्धसत्त्वो यं पश्यति स्वात्मनि चिन्त्यमानम् श्रीसौम्यकाशीशमहेश्वराय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you very much, dear Jayashree Madam, for that bhakti-filled rendition of this powerful stotra. This has infused our session with Guru Bhakti. By chanting and listening to the Tapovan Shatkam, we remind ourselves of the real purpose of our life and of the qualities of Tapovan Maharaj and realize that both are the same. We now move on to a talk by a very young Vedanta student, Satvik, the talented son of our very own Srimati Radha Ravi. True to his name, Satvik is Satvik by nature. He is inherently drawn to our scriptures and Puranas, easily comprehending them. A third year law student, Satvik is also the director cum lyricist of Mahati Swaram, which propagates Sanatana Dharma. The title of his talk is Guru Tattvam, and I invite him to tell us more. Satvik, please.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. So, Namaste. Uh, there are many kinds of gurus. Some teach through mantras, some through silence, some through calm, tenderly love, and some through shocks that tear the ground beneath our feet. Today we enter such a story, but perhaps it is a far reduction to call it a story because it's a fierce tale that stirs in us both fear, security, and shock and surrender. It is a story about a guru who is generally not revered and very rarely spoken of. So, here's the story of a young disciple. Long, long ago, a father, in a fit of irritation, suddenly vowed that reshaped the entire destiny of his son. He said, I offer you to a guru, not knowing what he is invoking as a power with those words. But his son didn't react in fear. He stood still. He waited, not for minutes, not for hours, but for straight 3 days and nights, without food, without water, without complaints, but with only one thing, which was Shraddha, the faith. He knew that the Guru would surely come, and the time arrived when the Guru came. A thunderclap at the doorstep. There was no words, no chants, no fragrance, no softness, no tenderliness, but darkness disguised. A silence that wasn't quiet at all, which was extremely thick, which was profound. A presence that didn't explain itself. It stared directly into the young disciple. The boy bowed down, the Guru took him away. And then began a journey unlike as we know. But who was this Guru? Yes, the Guru was Yamadharmaraja, the one we avoid mentioning, the one we hide from in stories, yet meet him in truth, who's inevitable. He did not come to punish the young disciple, rather, he came to initiate. And this was not uh, really a katha, if I have to put it in a way, because it is also the jewel of Kathopanishad falling in the Yajurveda, which is deeply hidden in the Upanishadic forest. So when we are talking about Yama, he's the Lord, he's the Guru, For the boy Nachiketa, the fearless disciple, the Guru offered him pleasures. He offered him gold, long life, celestial realms. The boy said, "No, I do not want the Nitya Vastu. I rather seek only the Nitya Vastu." Thus began the Dharma Bodha, Dharma's Bodha, the Bodha that removes illusions, that takes away all the wheels. Here comes the Dharma Bodha, the three important teachings. Yama as the Guru gave three blazing truths. What was it? Firstly, Artham nasti, Gruham nasti, Tasmat Jagrata Jagrata. To the disciple, there is no wealth, there is no house. Therefore, stay alert and stay always cautious. The second one, Ashabdham Asparsham Tatha Arasham Nityam, the Kathopanishadic verse, which says that which is beyond sound, beyond touch, formless, which is imperishable, which is the eternal one, knowing that one is freed from the very jaws of the limitations and the death. The most striking bodha that came from Yamadharma Raja was Namrutyurna Shankha Namejati Beda Pita Naiva Menaiva Mata Na Janma. To elaborate further, the Guru says, the one who is realized does not have death. He does not have fear. He has no caste in the evangelical sense. He does not have a father, no mother, no disciple, no guru. Rather was he ever born, nor there is an end. But we might ask a question. Is this all a superficial understanding of how when a guru comes or when the Yamadharma Raja's guru comes? But when we go back to the Bhajagovindam, where Shankaracharya writes, Samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrun karane. When that moment comes, the moment of end comes, there's no grammar rule that was going to save anybody. It's not the logic, it's not the ritual, it's not the intellect. And constantly the Guru wants that nothing outside you will hold you. It's always a self-realization that is going to save one. And when we see the young disciple Nachiketa, he never asked for grammar, he never asked for the celestial realms, rather, he asked for the truth. So Yama gave him the truth. He gave him the true, real sense. That is when we see that Yama is not the ender of life, he's the opener of eyes. He is not really the one who brings in the death, rather, he brings the sword of discernment. He brings in the viveka, he brings in the viraga, and he brings in the mumukshatvam. The student Nachiketa had the mumukshatvam in him, and he asked for with the vivekam what is the truth, and therefore getting the vairagyam, the discerned detachment against the worldly pleasures. That's when Yama says he's not going to save anybody from the death, but rather what he intends to do is that he's going to save one from being reborn with ignorance. He's the Guru who's certainly going to remove all the wheels. And coming to the great churning of the cosmos, which is hidden with the great Vedanta Tattva in it. The great churning of cosmos, certainly the Halahalam emerged, a poison too potent to contain. And Parameshwara, Sadashiva, contained the Halahalam in his throat. Similarly, in the microcosmic churning within the Jiva, when the Halahalam, that death, arises, when the great crisis of life strikes, when all the mortality looms with tremendous pain, just like the Halahalam, how the Devas invoked the Mrutyunjaya, the Jiva too must invoke the Mrutyunjaya Tattvam. That inner Shiva, the one who is untouched by anything, including the death. The jaws of death does nothing to such a tattvam. And when that truth really awakens, one does not plead, but one proclaims, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am that pure consciousness. I am the bliss. I am Shiva. I am that. It is not coming out of arrogance, but out of realization. There's no father, son, teacher, fear, but there's only bliss. So, what are the key lessons that we must certainly learn from such a Guru that we must not run away from something that appears terrifying, that's the death. We must bow down to the Guru who tears apart all our false identities, and we must honor the one who reveals the true self, which is eternal, unborn, and unending. Jatasya maranam dhruvam. For someone born, the death is certain. But for the realized, is it really? Because he does not have either the birth nor the death. Because he's realized that there's no duality. And there's one thing which is advitiya, nirakara satyam, that is parabrahma. And therefore, to the Guru who brings in the real bliss through his teachings, maranam param gurum. I bow down to not the destroyer, but the liberator. So let us not just accept Guru as someone who we see in a normal sense inside a temple, but also someone who brings in Maranam. Let us embrace it as the Guru who strips illusion and bears nothing more than just giving us the truth. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha.
Thank you, dear Satvik. It is truly amazing, incredible, and unbelievable that you have been able to absorb, assimilate, and communicate these highest tenets of Vedanta at such a young age. You are blessed, and we wish you all success in both your spiritual and material pursuits. Friends, we now move on to an extremely melodious Marathi bhajan, one that our dear Swami Anubhavananda ji likes very much. To render this beautiful bhajan, I'm privileged to call upon our dear Indumati Venkat Madam, the divine voice which sings our invocation before every class. Not many know that Indu ma'am is a banker, and she's a champion table tennis player, a voracious debater, and a prolific Hindustani classical singer. You will find a cupboard full of medals and trophies should you go to her house. And go you should, because she is the epitome of grace, warmth, and simplicity. For now, just sit back and relax and soak in the sublime song which talks about Saha Aham. Over to you, Induman.
प्रभात झाले स्वरूपनाथ या हो मम अंतरी सोहम घोषचे घुमत रहावा मानस गाभारी माझे माझे लोप पाऊ दे तुझे तुझे उगवू दे कोणासे मी तो मी सहजपणे कळू दे प्रसन्नतेची प्रभास दोदित जळको वदनावरी सोहम घोषचे घुमत रहावा मानस गाभारी दृष्टी निवळू दे तिमिर जाऊ दे आशीर्वाद हवा अभ्यासाच्या या वचनाच्या छंद जडू दे जीवा सुमने सुमने अर्पण व्हावी कृपा करा सत्वरी सोहम घोषचे घुमत रहावा मानस गाभारी राम कृष्ण तुम्ही राम तीर्थ तुम्ही ज्ञान देवा करुणा कर तुम्ही कृपावंत तुम्ही वासुदेव हरिमय हो मुनी परिमय नर नारी सोहम घोष जे घुमत रहाव मानस गाभारी उदात उन्नत पावन मंगल जीवन हे वावे सोहम सोहम म्हणता म्हणता ममत्व पावे सोहम फूंकर भरावनुध्या या देहा बासरी सोहम घोष जे घुमत रहाव मानस गाभारी जवळ घेऊनी शिकवा गीता ओढशी लागली घास सानुरे करुणी भरवा आम्हा गुरु माऊली राम कृष्ण हरी जपो सदा वैखरी सोहम घोष जे घुमत रहाव मानस गाभारी द्वंद्वन उरले दुःख संपले अनुभव हायावा तिमिर मावळे गगन उजडले जाणवू दे गारवा चित्ती वचनी कृतीत यावी सहज सुधा माधुरी सोहम घोष जे घुमत रहाव मानस गाभारी स्वागत करीतो सद्गुरुराय उमलो देवनी उषा कृपा प्रसादे स्वामी अपुल्या शमुदे सगळी तृषा भक्त वृंद हा प्रसन्न वदने विनम्र वंदन करी स्वामी विनम्र वंदन करी सोहम घोष जे घुमत रहाव मानस गाभारी रहाव मानस गाभारी रहाव मानस गाभारी.
Dear Indu ma'am, I wish the song would never end. Deep, deep gratitude for rendering the song which glorifies our true nature, the Atma. And may the sound of Soham keep resonating in the temple of my mind. Your melodious rendition touched our body, mind, and Atma in a way so pure that we are just immensely grateful. Thank you, ma'am. Now, with our minds at peace, we are ready to listen to a Sanskrit scholar par excellence. Please join me in welcoming Pandit Gopinath Acharya Galagali, a distinguished Sanskrit scholar who graduated from the Purna Prajna Vidyapitha in Bengaluru. For over 30 years, Galagali Acharya has been sharing insights and knowledge from our Indian culture and philosophy through his discourses in both Kannada and English in the US and in India. Galgali Acharya hails from a revered lineage of Sanskrit scholars. His father, Pandit Pandharinath Acharya Galgali, was a celebrated orator and poet, nationally recognized for his contributions to Sanskrit and Kannada literature. including the prestigious Kendra Sahitya Academy Award. This rich, unbroken tradition of father-son Guru Shishya Parampara spans at least 7 generations in the family, with their youngest member, Navneet Galigali, now upholding the timeless heritage of Sanskrit learning and culture. Today, we will be hearing a discourse by Galgali Acharya about the works of Vyasa Acharya. Over to you, sir.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ena Pradurabhavi Bhumi Valaye Vyastari Gosantatihi Prabodhi Shruti Pankajam Karunaya Prakashi Tattvam Param Dhvantam Dhvamsamanayi Sadhu Nikarashchakari Sanmargagaha Tena Vyasa Divakarena Satatam Matyaji Me Manasam Tena Vyasa Divakarena. Our Guru or Guru Nam Guru, the Guru of Gurus, is compared to Divakara, Surya, sun. As sun sheds light on the external world, Lord Vedavyasa illuminates our inner world, kindles the light of knowledge. Matyaji me manasa. Let that Guru be present in my heart always. With that prayer, in the given time, I will speak about 2 or 3 of works authored by Vedavyasa. Brahma Sutra, 18 Puranas, and Mahabharata are 3 significant contributions to our spiritual literature. In the given time, mostly I will be able to speak only about Brahma Sutra, Vedas, and Puranas to some extent. Mahabharata is known through TV series to some extent. Lesser known works are Brahma Sutra and Puranas. Hence, I'm going to talk about them. Brahma Sutra. What is the purpose of composing Brahma Sutra? As Vedavyasa himself very clearly states in the beginning of his work, Vedartha Nirnayaha. The purpose of composing Brahma Sutras is to discuss and determine the meaning for Vedic hymns. This book has 4 parts, or adhyayas. Samanvayadhyaya, Avirodhadhyaya, Sadhanadhyaya, and finally Phaladhyaya. In Samanvayadhyaya, he shows the relationship of Vedic hymns in bringing out the Swarupa of God. Vedas, in a collaborative manner, talk about that ultimate reality. That is the central idea of Samanvayadhyaya. The second, avirodhadhyaya. Virodha is contradiction. There are seeming contradictions in Vedic hymns. Those are resolved through logic and by the support of pramanas. So that is avirodhadhyaya. And then the third one is sadhanadhyaya. As Srimati Pannaga remarked in her speech, information has to convert to transformation, a very important step. Having obtained the knowledge of Brahman, what is next? Mere knowledge, however supreme it is, brings ego. Shankaracharya makes a humorous remark about this sort of knowledge. Vagoi khari, shabda jhari, shastram vyakhyan kaushalam, vaidushyam vidusham yattat, bhuktaye natu muktaye. That scholarship that is not implemented, that's not practiced, that hasn't become a spiritual practice, is bhuktaye natu muktaye. It may bring name, fame, wealth to some extent, but it is of no use for paramartha, for moksha. Hence, the third adhyaya is sadhanadhyaya. How to implement that knowledge that is acquired through first and second adhyaya, samanvayadhyaya and avirodhadhyaya. In detail, step by step description is provided in sadhanadhyaya to do our adhyatmika sadhana. And then finally, phaladhyaya. Phala is fruit, which is moksha, liberation. What is the experience of liberation? How one feels when he is liberated from these bondages, from these layers that are created by ajnana, ignorance. So those are the main ideas of Brahma Sutra. An example of Brahma Sutra is Om Athato Brahma Jitnyasa Om. Atha, having obtained eligibility to enter into Brahma Sutra. Ataha Mokshakya Phala Sadbhavat, since there is a phala, that is liberation from the bondage of birth and death. Brahma Jidnyasa Kartavya. What is Brahma? In simple words, Brahma is Brahat, the biggest that you know. What is the biggest thing that you know? Let us think for a moment. Himalaya mountain, oceans, infinite sky? No. Bigger than the infinite sky. What that could be? That is Brahman, the creator of all of this, all pervading energy, ultimate reality. That is Brahman. Brahma Jidnyasa Kartavya. Let us get into the query of Brahma through discussion. Vyasa has determined the meaning of Brahma. Having acquired the knowledge of Brahma and going through practice, one obtains Brahmanubhuti. The knowledge transfers into Anubhuti, Atmanubhuti, Brahmanubhuti. That is the phala of Brahma Sutra. Now, I said eligibility to enter into Brahma Sutra. What is that? If you visit any traditional Gurukula, you will see this Brahma Sutra is a textbook for students after studying for 10 years. What do they study in 10 years? Sahitya, Vyakarana, Tarka, Vedanta, Mimamsa to some extent, and these Shadangas to some extent. Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandaha, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Kalpascha. After studying all these, one becomes eligible to study Brahma Sutra. For 2 years, that student studies Brahma Sutra only. This is the only textbook that is studied for 2 years continuously. Now, to know its significance in the Vedantic world, we need to pay attention to who all have written commentaries on this. Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vallabha, Nimbarka, Bhaskara, Prabhakara. How many are there? There are 22 commentators on Brahma Sutra, all extraordinary scholars. You look into their work, an entire life is dedicated in studying Brahma Sutra. Then they have written commentary. Another noteworthy thing here is to be known as Vedanti or to be known as Shastri, one has to do an in-depth study of 3 works. What are those? Brahma Sutra, Upanishads, and Bhagavad Gita. These together are called Prasthanatraya. All these commentators that I said, 22 commentators, including Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Vallabhacharya, etc., have done this. Hence, they are called as commentators, Vedantins. All of them, regardless of their views, are far above us. Now, let me say a couple of words about Veda. Before going there, I also would like you to know the commentary of Shankaracharya on Brahma Sutras is known as Sharirika Mimamsa. And the same from Madhvacharya is called as Anuvyakhana, to which Jayatirtha has written Sudha. For Shankaracharya's Sharirika Mimamsa, Vachaspati Mishra has written a commentary by name Bhamati. It is his wife's name, by the way. That's another story. And the commentary of Ramanujacharya is called as Shri Bhashya. These 3 commentaries are widely known, hence I just named them. Now coming to Veda. Krishna Dvaipayana, for the convenience of understanding, classified Vedas into 4 groups, which are known as Rigved, Yajurved, Atharvanaved, Samved, and handed them over to 4 of his disciples, Rigveda to Paila, Yajurveda to Vaishampayana, and Samveda to Jaimini, Atharvanaveda to Atharva, to propagate by the means of Patha and Pravachana through Shishya Prashishya Parampara. They are all our gurus. We need to be grateful to them for bringing that flow of knowledge all the way to us. Vedas are how old? According to Balagangadhar Tilak, at least 10,000 years old. He has justified this through mathematics, logic, rich logic. Those that are interested in details can refer to 2 of his books that are available. One is Orion, the other is Vedic Chronology and Jyotisha. A unique feature of Vedas is Vedas are intact. They are as they were composed from the beginning. We call them Apaurushaya. How can there be a text without any human being composing it? Well, the traditional answer to that is these Vedic mantras revealed themselves to our enlightened masters that did penance for ages. They are called as mantra drashta. In the depth of their penance, these mantras revealed to them. Hence, the collection of such mantras are presented by Vedavyasa. Krishna Dvaipayana classified these. Hence, he is called as Veda Vyasa. Vyasa means divide. Broadly, they are categorized into two sections, Jnana Kanda and Karma Kanda. Jnana Kanda is a part of Veda that deals with fundamental questions that almost all thinkers all over the world would ask. Who am I? Where have I come from? Where I am going to go after this body is discarded? What is the purpose of this universe? Is there any, or is it a random affair? These basic questions about life are discussed in detail in a part of Veda that is called as Jnana Kanda or Upanishads. There is another section of Veda which is called as Karma Kanda, where the rituals have been elaborated. And every Veda again is classified as Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. I will not go into the details. Probably I have 5 more minutes, so I will come to Puranas. Now, what Vedavyasa has composed for common man? You said to study Brahma Sutra, which are commentary on Vedas. It's not an independent work. One has to study for 10 years at least to understand. A common man wouldn't have time or intellectual ability to go through that. What is Vedavyasa's contribution for the layperson, for the common man? Well, Puranas. Puranas are a collection of thousands of stories with a relevant moral message at the end of the story. We have no idea what a prominent role these Puranas have played in our daily life. To give you an example, let me ask you a question. You go to Ganesha temple, you go to Shiva temple, you go to Vishnu temple, and look at the images. Why Ganesha has that strange figure, elephant face, big belly? Where this figure came from? What is the evidence for this sculpture? Why Shiva is seen through a linga? Why Vishnu has that specific form? All that we know is we have seen idols, and that is how those gods are. That is the figure of those gods. Now, there are sculptors who sculpted these idols. Where these sculptors got these figures to sculpt? Where from they got this? What is the evidence? Are these imaginations or of someone? Or do they have a solid base, an authority? Now, the answer to this is not Vedas, but Puranas. You want to know why Ganesha has this form? Go to Ganesha Purana. There is a description. You want to know why Shiva has this form? Go to Shiva Purana. Go to Vishnu Purana to know the form of Vishnu. Similarly, now these forms again are revealed in the depth of their penance to our rishis. These are not mere imaginations of someone. We wouldn't have worshipped, do upasana of imagery figures. Now, Deepavali, Yugadi, Shivratri, where is the base for these rituals? We perform certain rituals on these festivals. Where these rituals come from? Where is the base? for these mantras and acharyas, rituals? That is in the Puranas. So our fasts, festivals, vratas, upasanas, all have come from Puranas. Yet we hardly know about Puranas. With this shloka, I will conclude my speech. I know my time is up. How many Puranas are there? 18 Puranas. Our ancestors had two techniques to remember things. One is Sutra, the other is Shloka. Example for Sutra is Brahma Sutra. Example for Shloka is here. That lists 18 Puranas in a small shloka. Madvayam bhadvayam chaiva bratrayam va chatushtayam anapalinga puskani puranani vido viduhu. Madvayam, two, start with ma. Matsya Purana, Markandeya Purana. Bhadvayam, Bhagavata Purana, Bhavishya Purana. Bratrayam, Brahma Purana, Brahmanda Purana, Brahma Vivarta Purana. Vachatushtayam, Vishnu Purana, Varaha Purana, Vamana Purana, Vayu Purana. 11 Puranas listed in one line. And the second line now. Anapalinga Kuskani. Every letter indicates a Purana. Agni Purana. Na, Narada Purana. Pa, Padma Purana. Li, Linga Purana. Ga, Garuda Purana. Ku, Kurma Purana. Ska, Skanda Purana. 7 Puranas. 11 plus 7, 18 Puranas. Puratanamapi Navan. Pura, na. Pura, ancient. Yet, na means new. Navam. The incidents depicted through Puranas are old, ancient, but the moral message conveyed is ever new. With this message, I will conclude my speech. In Vedavyasa's lotus feet, I dedicate this Alpaseva. Namaskara to all sadhakas. Shri Krishna Namaste.
Profound thanks and namaskara to Acharya for this scholarly yet simple and enlightening discourse about these eternal Vedic texts authored by Vyasacharya. It is no surprise that Guru Poornima is Vyasa Poornima. Acharya, this was just a glimpse of your vast knowledge and proficiency in our scriptures. Dhanyosmi. We could continue listening to you, yet we are bound by time. Please accept our heartfelt gratitude for enriching our Guru Poornima session. Friends,
Thank you very much.
thank you, Acharya. The time now is apt for us to listen to a very popular Guru Bhajan, the Guru Mahima, very popular in the Chinmaya missions, Bhakti Sudha. The verses will be displayed on the screen, and I invite each of you to chant along. To lead us in this bhajan, I warmly invite Sri Vikram Vishwanath, who is a delivery manager at Ericsson Global. He's a telecom domain expert. Yet he firmly believes that contributing back to society through spirituality is his paramount duty, dharma. This belief has manifested in his devout involvement in a range of service programs in Art of Living, initiatives for rural school children, prison rehabilitation, and also substance addiction support. I invite Vikram to chant this shloka for us, please.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Guru Mahima, Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima, Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima. Kim Vachaniyam Guru Mahima, Kim Vachaniyam Guru Mahima, Kim Vachaniyam Guru Mahima, Kim Vachaniyam Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima. Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima, Anoraniyan Guru Mahima, Mahato Mahiyan Guru Mahima, Anoraniyan Guru Mahima, Mahato Mahiyan Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima. Guru Mahima, Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima, Ajnana Nashaka Guru Mahima, Prajna Pradayaka Guru Mahima, Ajnana Nashaka Guru Mahima, Prajna Pradayaka Guru Mahima. Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima, Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima, Satchidananda Guru Mahima, Bhavaya Mana Guru Mahima, Satchidananda Guru Mahima, Bhavaya Mana Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima, Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima, Guru Mahima, Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima. Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima, Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima, Apara Mahima, Guru Mahima.
Dear Vikram, thank you. Our hearts are overflowing with pulsating bhakti as we immerse ourselves in gratitude to our Guru. Thank you many times over. Friends, the time has now come to hear from our own Pratyaksha Guru, our guiding beacon, who has been leading us from darkness to light, reminding us week after week of what we should be doing. For all of us at Param Vedanta, this opportunity to come under his wing is certainly the culmination of many janmas of punya. Offering our Sashtanga pranams, I invite our beloved Guru, Dr. Timappa Hegde sir, to give us his pearls of wisdom, gift wrapped with sheer love. Though the title of his talk says, "Do I trust my Guru completely?" I think all of us would say a resounding yes. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Panaga. Thanks for the nice introduction. Thanks for arranging this program in such a wonderful way. You have brought in such wonderful speakers and nice songs to make it a very beautiful program. We worship our gurus, we consider them like God, we prostrate to their feet, and in their presence, whatever their words make absolute sense. But do I trust these words of the Guru in my real life? Or do I say, it is okay for you, Swamiji, you don't have a family, but can you understand my situation? Now, am I in this kind of a dilemma when I'm dealing with my Guru? When we see a picture of our gurus, sometimes in moments like this, especially during Guru Poornima, we are at loss of words to describe our gratefulness, because these are people who have transformed our lives completely. When we have no words to say, we borrow words. Akhanda mandala karam vyaptam yena characharam tat padam darshitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. To that person who has elevated me to see that which he is able to see. That which he is able to see means aparokshataya, to be able to experience that limitlessness. He is an embodiment of limitlessness, and he has carried me on his shoulder to be able to see that. And how did he do that? Again, I have to borrow Adi Shankara's words, which says, Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyam. I prostrate to my Sadguru, who has done this what? Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta, who has given me the essence of all Vedanta. Gocharam tam agocharam, that which is not easy to understand, that which is cannot be grasped. But somehow he has given us this understanding. To such a person, what kind of namaskara can I do? I am helpless. I have no words to say to my Guru. Fortunately for us, we have Guru whose words have been transcribed, and every word that he has said today is available in some 40,000 pages of transcripts. When you listen to a politician, especially when they make long speeches, and you try to understand what is the tatparyam, what is the essence that he's trying to say, after all that speech, you know the essence is vote for me. And when you look at Swamiji, Swami Paramarthananda, from the background of Vedanta, when he speaks, what he's essentially trying to say is this Mahavakya, Brahma Satyam, which means there is only one truth. And that is Brahman, that limitless, all-pervading one. This world that you see and experience and you can palpably feel, including your own body-mind, is not as real as you think. It is mithya. It is like dreamy stuff. And the jiva, which you consider yourself, is none other than jivo brahmaiva naparaha. There is no, in essence, your swarupa is that one of Brahman. Am I able to trust this? If a guru is speaking, what is the guru's vakya? Does the guru say tattvam bhavishyami? You do all this sadhana with me over years. At one stage, at some stage, you will become Brahman. Or does he say tat tvam asi? You are already that. This is where we need Shraddha. What is our problem? Our problem is we are trying to understand these Mahavakyas. We are trying to understand what the Guru is trying to say with our mind. And when you look from our mind, it looks ridiculous. What the Guru is saying, my body, my mind, my family, my friends, my profession, my possessions are not real. They're all mithya or dreamy stuff. Extremely difficult to believe. So two things are difficult to believe: that which I value, that which I think is important, my own body, my mind, my family, my friends, my possession, my profession. He says, not real. It is filmy, like a dream. It appears like a dream, it goes away. And the you that you are, the one who's listening, is the only reality. Everything else is of a lower order of reality. Other than you, there is no other reality. So where is the problem? Now, if I have to diagnose the problem, it is our mind. Now, you are listening to me and I'm speaking. Now, if I have to be able to speak, if you have to be able to listen, it is possible because of the mind. And therefore, our mind is our greatest friend. But the mind can be our greatest problem, because when we are trying to use our mind to understand the Mahavakya, to understand the Vedanta, because through the mind it is not possible to be able to understand. In the Kathopanishad, second chapter, the fourth Valli, first verse, Paranchikani Vyatarnat Swayambhuhu. Now, the Vedanta itself is using such a strong word, Swayambhuhu. Vyatarnat, he has created a major flaw in our own sense organs. All our sense organs have a basic flaw. And because of this basic flaw, we are not able to realize ourselves. So this is a picture of our mind. I cannot show you our mind, but I can show you our brain. But can I be able to use my brain to be able to understand anything in the world is okay. But can I use my mind to learn about myself? The mind is a very useful instrument, just like a microscope if I have to study microbes, anything in the outer world. But can I use the microscope, any instrument, to know about myself? That is where we have a problem. Also, the mind is, like any instrument, has all kinds of limitations. Let us understand again through the mind. For example, what do we want in our life? We all want to be happy. And that is our Sukha Prapti, Dukkha Nivritti is our goal. And where do we look for happiness? We look for happiness in people whom we love, in various objects that bring us happiness, in certain situations, maybe certain relations that we look for happiness. I want you to think of one situation where there is nobody, no object, no situation. You are not relating to anybody, and yet you are so happy. And that situation is in deep sleep. In deep sleep, there is absolutely no form of interaction with any object, person, situation. And yet, that kind of joy I experience because I have no limits. Now, how do we define dukkha? Dukkha or sorrow means wherever I experience limitations, there is sorrow. Wherever there is no limits, I experience ananda. The word ananda really means anantatvam. And that ananda I experience in sleep because there are no limits. And why there is no limits? There is no mind. The mind has gone to rest. What happens on waking up? The moment I wake up, the first thing is, what time is it? Because when I'm fast asleep, I have no sense of time. Where am I? I have a sense of location. I am here. And then identification with the body, that this is me, the rest is not me. This has to be protected. The others don't matter. Then those who are mine, who help to survive this body, they are my friends. Those who are threatening, I'm ready to go to any extent. So you can see how the mind brings ahankara, mamakara, raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, bhaya, and all kind of problems. That is why mana eva manushyanam karana bandha moksha. So the mind has got so much, the mind has got a limitation. That is why when we go to a guru, and a guru through Shastra, a guru through understanding, breaks into what we call a vichara. Nanayar, this whole process is a vichara. And the first thing all Vedas or Vedanta say, I am not this body, naham deha. If I'm not the body, the next thing is to be able to inquire with the help of a guru and Shastra. And this inquiry is supported by the mind. But then you reach a stage, it is through Shraddha, that through Shruti, Yukti, and Anubhuti, I have to take the words of my Guru as gospel truth. When my Guru declares me as Tat Tvam Asi, the question is, do I trust him unconditionally, or do I have a suspicion to say, Guruji, it is okay for you. You are Brahman, but that but comes. We are so fortunate to be grounded in Vedanta for so long. not many people have such a deep exposure. There is one person, that was Nisargadatta Maharaj. It is said in his life, only once, just once, he had a chance to attend a satsang. And where his teacher, whom he listened to in a big audience, he used the Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi. And he got it. Why? He had complete Shraddha. He asked, what, will my guru tell a lie? What does he have to benefit by telling a lie? For him, his Shraddha was complete. And with that completeness and that trust, he did not have to do any other sadhana. So, what is the role of a guru? A guru has only one job, to take away from us what we think we have, our limitations, and to reveal to us in his own way, which cannot be revealed through the mind, that you are already that. I am Atma Brahma. The Mahavakya he reveals. Now, once he gives you that teaching, then you have the dichotomy. Now, I see the sun setting and the sun rising. But now, through Guru Shastra, that means through the knowledge of science and through, I know, although I see the sun setting and the sun rising, I know the sun does not set, the sun does not rise. Although I do not feel the movement of the earth, I know that the earth is rotating on its own axis. There is a difference between reality and my experience. My experience is what I am, this limited being. I was born on this particular day. I have so many limitations in my body, in my mind, in my family, in my possessions. But then, what is the reality? The reality is I am that limitless one functioning for the time being through this limited body. If this understanding is clear, how can I thank my Guru? I have no words to thank my Guru. And when there is no words, the greatest service that you can do to a Guru is to live the Mahavakya. Shri Guru Poornima. There's something else on my slide. Let me tell this. Once I am convinced through Mananam, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to go. I am already that. Dhanyosmi Kritakrityosmi. Shri Guru Poornima.
Thank you, sir. Words can, of course, never ever convey our gratitude to you. Like you said, the only way perhaps is for us to do all that you wish us to do. Live the Mahavakya, dedicate time for Swadhyaya, and imbibe all the Daivi Sampat that you emanate. Thank you, sir. Friends, with this, we conclude today's blessed Guru Poornima session. Again, we offer our profound gratitude and respect to all our gurus who inspire and guide us. May we find peace and enlightenment that is always ours, even in this very moment. May our Guru's blessings always be upon us. Please do consider making a contribution to the Param Vedanta Guru Dakshina Fund to help our gurus reach more seekers like us, who transform one individual at a time, thereby making the world a better place. We will meet again in our Drik Drishya Viveka class on the 11th of July. And with that, we conclude with our Shanti Patha. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you.